20-somethings Keith and Christina fall into a searing hot romance.
I think they were both crazy about the other.
First love, I guess, you know? So it's a little like mushy and stuff like that.
Don't tell me what to do. I do what I want, okay? I'm not your mate!
But love cools in the harsh light of reality.
Enough is enough. I'm done.
And get your little sissy up and go find a job.
And with the marriage on ice, this Cold War turns violent.
As I walk up the stairway, I see a trail of blood.
What does someone cheating on someone have to do with them killing them?
Love may be blind and marriage bliss, but divorce is murder. At the age of 19, Christina Corrigan is ready for anything, including the Big Apple.
We drove up to New York, and I had never been to New York City, so I was just like, oh my gosh, it's awesome. Brooklyn Heights is very, really cute little neighborhood, and I was just so excited for her. It is a big move, and I was really proud of her because, I mean, out of all of our friends, she was the only one to do that.
After growing up in a quiet suburb of Philadelphia, life in New York is a big change. But if anyone can handle it, Christina can.
She was very ambitious. She was a go-getter. I'm telling you, the kid was, grass didn't grow under her feet. She was a mover and shaker.
Good luck. Not that you need it. I'm gonna miss you.
She was honestly the best daughter her father could want, man. Never caused me any trouble. Sweet and loving. Told you exactly how she felt. When she first moved there, she was studying law and she was convinced that she wanted to be an attorney. And then after her first semester, she said, "No, I've decided I'm better off going into nursing."
A nursing degree doesn't come cheap, but Christina won't let that stop her.
Near her second year of college, she started bartending and she was going to try to pay for her education herself. I thought the world was her oyster and she could have anything she wanted.
Less than 2 years into her studies, everything is going according to plan. And Christina, now 21, is ready to add romance to the mix. She finds what she's looking for in 25-year-old Keith Belajonas.
She met him on MySpace, and I remember her saying, "Oh, I met this guy, he's awesome, he's like me, just like, you know, me as a guy," and they immediately hit it off and pretty much started dating very soon after that.
Keith is a native New Yorker, living in Staten Island with his grandmother, near his younger half-brothers, Connor and Kevin Fox.
Yeah. No, guys, this is important. This is really important. I mean it.
Whenever my mom had work or whatever, he'd come over and watch us, and we'd play video games, and I always looked up to him. You know, I always admired him.
When Christina and Keith meet in person, sparks fly.
He was tall. He had really, really beautiful blue eyes. He was a good-looking guy, you know.
Are you Christina?
Keith?
Wow, you're even cuter than your picture.
Hey. Are you gonna let go?
Yeah, sorry.
They were definitely attracted to each other. He was very similar to her, was very, very, very sarcastic, very sarcastic. He was always making fun of something and someone, but it was always in a good way. It wasn't in a mean-spirited way, it didn't seem.
Another round here, barkeep. Those are some nice glasses. Look at the glasses on him.
Keith, seriously.
What?
I just remember him being just so, like, on all the time, just, like, trying to be funny all the time.
Thank you, sir.
Very opinionated, but he was always funny.
Keith's making decent money, stacking shelves at a supermarket distribution center.
He didn't like it that much, but it paid well. Got him to live comfortably, I guess.
Like Christina, Keith's got bigger plans.
He wanted to become a corrections officer.
He had his sights set on, like, I want to do this.
He also has his sights set on Christina.
That's my slow.
Oh my God, me too.
I love it.
Me too.
Let's dance.
They were two of a kind. And every time we saw them together, they were always happy and always laughing.
And they've got major chemistry.
Well, at the early stages, they were always, first love, I guess, mushy and stuff like that.
You could tell that they, were in love. They were very physically close. They were, always touching each other. They would kiss each other.
Despite some reservations, friends and family members on both sides approve of the match.
So what do you think?
Yeah, he seems all right.
I didn't dislike Keith. I mean, does a father ever really like the guy that's banging his daughter? No, I tolerated him. I mean, I had high hopes for him.
For Christina, Keith is the man she's been waiting for.
I think that she really just thought, this is the one. She would always say that. She's like, he's my soulmate.
Still, Christina stays focused on her studies, even when the money starts to run out.
She was approximately 7 credits short of her associate's degree, and she couldn't get any more financing.
But tuition is the least of her problems.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Keith. I have some good and bad news.
Okay. Give me the bad news.
I'm pregnant.
The couple has only been dating a year.
What's the good news?
Well, you're the father.
When she told me, I thought she was kidding.
They hadn't moved in together yet. So I was like, well, what are you going to do about this? What am I going to do about that?
You barely know this guy.
Dad, I love him. I'm in love with him.
But you don't even live together.
We'll get a place. I mean, we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out.
She did not believe in abortion. I think she has faith in God. No matter what, I don't think she would ever abort a child.
She was excited. She was excited that she was pregnant. Her and Keith were very much in love, and I think that, it was not a planned pregnancy, but she was happy.
Worked out for them.
With a baby on the way, priorities have to shift.
She was going to school, and then she dropped out.
She quits bartending, too.
Well, she quit doing everything. He was taking care of her for the first pregnancy.
I'll still come in for Shirley Temples.
I went to see them a few times when they lived in New York, when they lived in Staten Island. So it was just always nice to kind of like catch up and just hang out with both of them. I liked hanging out with both of them. I think he really enjoyed being a dad.
So much so that just over a year later, they have a second son.
He was also a surprise. They were both surprise babies. They were still in a good place.
Oh, he was excited. He was very excited. Me and my brother Connor are very close in age. Like a year and 13 days apart. He always admired that. So he wanted to have kids just as close as us.
Although financially stretched, they managed to get by on Keith's salary alone. Until a workplace accident changes everything.
A pallet was falling. It was tipping over. They stack them pretty high. So he tried to hold it up, and doing so, the pallet sort of fell on him, and he throw out his back.
Keith recovers from his injury and returns to work, and the family tries to settle back into a routine.
I mean, they still struggled, but it was doable.
When that routine is threatened by a third pregnancy, the couple makes a tough decision.
She wouldn't abort the baby. She went full term and gave the baby up for adoption.
She's very sad about it. I mean, she cried about it, and I wasn't real happy about it because, I mean, she was giving my granddaughter away.
They knew they couldn't afford a third child, so they knew it was a good decision to give it to another family that's very loving and can provide the support.
Hey, we're doing the right thing.
Yeah, I know.
They both knew it was hard, but they looked out for the best in her.
Psychotherapist Stacy Kaiser and forensic psychologist Brian Russell see a match that has potential for problems.
The fact that Christina is giving this child up while she's in a committed relationship with Keith suggests to me one of two things. Either her maternal instincts really are not that strong, which I don't think is true because she seems by all accounts to have been a pretty good mom to the first two kids. Or the second possibility, which I think is more likely, which is that Keith probably pressured her into it. Makes me really wonder if there isn't going to be resentment building in Christina going forward about the fact that if Keith just would have worked harder, been a better provider, they could have kept that child.
I just don't get the feeling that he pressured her into it. I don't. I think it was her. I think that some of the reasoning for putting the third child up for adoption was financial, but I also wonder if Christina sort of realized the situation that she was in, and maybe there was some tension starting to build in the relationship, and she just decided it would be best not to bring a third child into a situation like that.
After the emotional turmoil of the adoption, Keith and Christina are ready to move on and decide to get hitched.
Wow.
Thanks. You look good too, especially with baby food on your suit.
Oh, you guys.
It was a lot of fun. They went to the Justice of the Peace in Staten Island instead of having a big wedding. They weren't, you know, oh, don't see the bride on the wedding day. They weren't traditional like that in any way. So he was just kind of standing there.
You're so beautiful.
Thanks.
I just remember him looking at her, you know, just like, oh wow, this is awesome. And he just kept saying the whole day, like, I'm so lucky, this is amazing, you know.
And then they rented out a nice hall, and they had a really big reception.
We went to the beach and took pictures, you know, with like me and her and then some of our other friends, and it was just a really nice day.
Less than 2 years after tying the knot, the family pulls stakes and moves close to Christina's family in Philadelphia.
It was cheaper for them, cheaper living, whereas in Staten Island, New York, prices are crazy.
It's a fresh start that will soon turn sour.
How's work?
I wish I could ask you the same thing.
She was working 80 hours a week, trying to support her family, and he wasn't working at all.
I honestly think he started getting jealous.
Christina and Keith Belajonas marry after having 2 sons and giving up a third child for adoption. In 2012, they moved to Christina's hometown of Philadelphia, hoping for a fresh start.
Part of the reason why they moved to Pennsylvania was for the family support and for her to be closer to her father. She was very, very close with her father.
It was great. Go right up the street, see my grandkids every weekend, and spend time with her.
Hey, neighbor. Here, grab it back.
Despite leaving his family behind in Staten Island, Keith is equally optimistic.
He seemed glad to get out of New York, and he seemed like, all right, he was excited for a fresh start, and he had all these big plans he was going to do, and it seemed like a good thing for everybody.
Christina gets a job almost right away.
Hi. How's it going today?
So she worked as a CNA, which is a certified nursing assistant at a nursing home in Philly, in the Philly area. Physically and emotionally, it's a very difficult job.
She made tons of friends there. She loved the people, wasn't crazy about the job, but didn't hate it, you know.
And Keith is ready to pursue his longtime ambition, to work in a prison.
He wanted to become a corrections officer. He took the test. He scored really well.
He scored like a 96 on the civil service exam, so he's fairly intelligent.
Acing the test puts him on the wait list for jobs in corrections.
So, how did it go?
It was a piece of cake.
That's awesome.
But his good start soon comes to a grinding halt.
He never would go out look for jobs, and that really upset her because she was working so hard.
Months go by, and Keith is still on the wait list. Christina ups her hours and grows impatient.
How's work?
I wish I could ask you the same thing.
She wanted him to find a job. She also wanted him to help her around the house more. You know, she felt like she was carrying the entire load because she was working 80 hours a week trying to support her family, and he wasn't working at all. He didn't know anyone. He didn't have a job. I think he was just feeling a little displaced, you know, from his home. And I think that started to have a wear on their relationship.
Guys, go play in your room. Guys, go play in your room. Go on. A lot of toys there.
Keith's dark mood is affecting the whole family.
Like, first the laziness became more and more, and the detachment from the boys. She started getting disgusted.
Babe, I'm on the wait list. That means I gotta wait.
No. What you gotta do is get off of your lazy ass and find yourself a frickin' job.
Christina's not the type to mince words.
2 kids is enough. Seriously.
Stop being such a whiny little and get your little sissy up and go find a job.
She was very opinionated, very passionate. She was not afraid to tell you what she thought of you.
Christina's dad tries to help out.
I got him a job. We go into department stores and like large retail stores, and we rip down displays and build the new ones.
So, you ready to get to work?
You mean volunteer work?
Don't be such a smartass.
He had like a pay scale in mind, and you know, because he made this amount at his employment up in New York, but look, you're moving from New York down here, the cost of living is different, so the pay rate's gonna be different down here.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go on a smoke break.
And then he just wouldn't take any more work with me.
The waiting game is weighing on Keith.
He's waiting on a job, so I think he was put down a little bit by that. He had a struggle with that, seeing that Christina was out working.
Guess what? Got that promotion today.
Wherever she went at work, she would get raises, and they would move her up like, oh, because you learn so quickly and you're so good with people, you know, here, let us put you in charge of stuff, you know, and I guess that bothered him. I honestly think he started getting jealous.
I mean, I don't want to say she brushed it off, but she kind of was just like, I think she was just like fed up at this point, you know what I mean?
Once known as having a good sense of humor, Keith's jokes go from being funny to offensive.
He was like Mr. Know-It-All, like he knew everything, more about everything.
Keith's Facebook postings got wild. Just really nasty.
He was very anti-Obama, very anti-anything liberal. As time went on, it started to be, oh, you voted for Obama, I hate you, you're a terrible person, you're an idiot, you know. He'd become obsessed with it, almost.
Keith has shown us that he doesn't like to take personal responsibility for his circumstances in life, okay? And we know that people who don't like to take personal responsibility like to find other people to blame for their circumstances. And so it isn't surprising at all that Keith wants to blame his circumstances on the government, on the president, on the system, on everybody other than himself where the blame for it all truly lies.
It does appear that he has fallen into a depression, and that's going to either make him become more hopeless and helpless or make him act out in some sort of a way and make him angry.
It's not that he can't get any work. He had work available that Christina's father made available to him. He just didn't want to do that work. And so instead of going out and doing what was available, he decides to pout and be impetuous and immature and self-indulgent and self-pitying and very self-entitled.
One of the things that happens in a lot of relationships is that one of the partners overfunctions and does too much, and the other partner underfunctions and does too little. And I think that's exactly what's happening here. And that never is good for a relationship.
Increasingly extreme in his views, Keith has found some like-minded friends online. But Christina is shocked to discover that his political ranting has turned into open flirtation.
He started to kind of like text with other girls.
What the hell, Keith? Who is she?
Look, it's nothing. It's nothing. She's just a friend. It's nothing.
You're incredible.
He would always say, I'm not meeting these girls, I'm not cheating on you, you know, I'm not having sex with anybody else. But, you know, that to me is cheating. It's being unfaithful.
Texting is one thing, but exchanging sexy photos is quite another.
Hi, Dad. Could be doing better.
She's like, I just found pictures on his phone, like inappropriate pictures that he had sent to this woman.
I don't know.
What are you doing?
Let me call you back. I want a divorce.
What?
When I come back here, I want you gone. I want you out.
You can't be serious.
She asked him to leave, and then she went to visit friends in Boston.
Friends and family hope the decision marks a fresh start.
Don't tell me what to do.
No such luck.
He was still the father of her children.
Keith was getting more and more and more angry.
Jobless and depressed, Keith Belajonas spends his time ranting online and sexting with female acquaintances. His wife, Christina, sick of pulling extra shifts to keep the family afloat, asks for a divorce.
It got to the point where in May of 2014, you know, she told him, enough is enough. I'm done with this. You need to move on. You need to do something with yourself.
But then Christina has a change of heart.
So she told him he had to leave, and then she went to Boston for the weekend. And then when she came back, she told me that she had decided to go ahead and give him a second chance.
You know what? I'll take the kids to school today.
Thanks.
She would give him this ultimatum of, you need to find a job, you know, you need to get your act together, you know, or we're gonna separate. And then I think that he would just kind of guilt her back into saying like, well, I don't have anywhere to go.
I'll make it work, okay?
You know, I'll find a job, I'll do this, I love you. I think even when she wanted a divorce from him and wanted him to leave, he was still the father of her children.
What's happening in the dynamic of Keith and Christina's relationship now is Christina's becoming the parent in the relationship and Keith is becoming the child. So he is this angry, rebellious teenager who's wrapped up in his video games, and she has become this responsible, caretaking parent who's shaking a finger at him, telling him what he's supposed to do. And that really will kill a relationship because you're not equals anymore in any way.
Nobody likes to feel when they're supposed to be an equal that the other person is sort of in a parent role and they're in sort of a child role. Is this Christina's fault? No, Keith has put himself in this position. But to the extent that Christina keeps enabling it by allowing him to hang around and keep being this way, I think is not a smart idea on her part. It's just perpetuating a bad situation.
It's around this time that Christina becomes reacquainted with an old friend, Jeremy.
It was an ex-girlfriend of mine's son.
Hey, Jeremy.
Wow, Christina.
She was friends with my ex-girlfriend on Facebook, and she remembered her fondly from her childhood, so she went to hang out with her.
Jeremy is there, and he takes a shine to Christina. Though he's not exactly a father's dream suitor for his daughter, he's on parole.
He got himself jammed up for some stupid crap. He was like 19 or 20, and he had sex with an underage girl. They were boyfriend-girlfriend, and her parents approved, but apparently he got statutory rape anyway.
You want to get a coffee or a drink sometime?
Yeah, for sure.
Christina is open to friendship, especially with a familiar face.
That was the person she went to because they had known each other forever, apparently.
Keith and Christina's fragile truce lasts only a month, when Christina is suspended from her job as a nursing aide.
Are you serious? I didn't do anything wrong.
An elderly resident has complained about Christina, and the nursing home has to look into it.
So my daughter was put on administrative suspension until they straightened it all out. So she was suspended for 5 days and lost 5 days worth of work. And she sat at home worrying about, am I gonna lose my job? I did nothing wrong, I might be losing my job. And she got fed up with the place.
When Christina is invited back to work, she quits instead.
What's wrong?
I'm not going back.
Well, what are we gonna do?
He said, you better go out and find another job.
Of course, she had to work. He was the grand poobah sitting at home with fans on him, sitting back eating grapes.
Maybe you start helping out.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do. I do what I want, okay? I'm not your mate!
It was a very strained living situation.
Clean this up.
Did you just ask me to start cleaning this up? I just told you that I lost my job, and you're asking me to clean this up? Are you serious? Yeah. I lost my job.
I think they were arguing a lot. It was definitely not a happy household. The place was deplorable. It really wasn't livable.
There was, beer cans literally just piled up, like almost as if he stacked it. And, cigarette packs and just bags of trash and pizza boxes. It was just awful.
You be a man, you be a man. This is not helping out.
It's hardly the life Christina imagined for herself. And she decides to do something about it.
She had heard about an offer at the hospital around my way, and she went down there and she got hired to do medical records.
She even finds a second job at night.
Cute little redheaded girl in desperate old guy bar. They tipped well.
She and Keith may still be living together, but Christina is clear on one thing. The marriage is over.
I noticed it when Christina started changing her Facebook name. It used to be Christina Corrigan Belajonas, and then she would change it to Christina Corrigan. I figured something was up.
Despite the fact that she's still living with Keith, Christina has no problem finding dates.
Christina did start dating somebody. I think she was just trying to go live her life, you know what I mean? Because she had been just like working and cooped up for so long. She just wanted to like date somebody casually.
And I asked her, what's going on with Keith? Is he moving out? You know, what's going on with that? She said, no, you know, we're okay. We're being friendly to each other. We're being good, and he's gonna leave. And I didn't think to ask, you know, does he know about it? I just assumed that they had, like I said, come to some sort of mutual agreement with it.
Unfortunately, there is no such agreement in place.
He finally said, you know, she was reaching for a gun.
As their house and family life fall into disarray, Christina Belajonas, inspired by a new job and new romance, is determined to end her marriage with Keith once and for all.
She told him to move out. She wanted him to leave. She wanted him to not live there anymore.
We need to talk.
We do?
I'm taking the kids. I'm going to my dad. When I come back, I want you out.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just go with my family in Staten Island.
He agreed with her, and you know, he wanted to move back to Staten Island to be closer to his family, and they were just gonna have joint custody of the children.
I think it's the best thing to do.
Yeah, I think you're right.
She was standing on her own 2 feet. Her children were a few years old now, and I think she had reached a point in her life as a woman and saying, no, I'm not gonna do this anymore, which I thought was very healthy.
In this case, Keith seems to be sort of acquiescing to the idea that the marriage is over, sort of accepting it, and that is a marked change in his behavior. When I see a marked change in behavior, I'm suspicious. Is it genuine?
As Keith prepares to move out, Christina makes plans for the following morning.
She let her dad know that she was done.
Yeah, he's finally moving out.
And going to pull the proverbial plug on the living arrangement with Keith.
Bye.
And that her and the boys would be at his house in the morning.
While Christina's at work, Keith spends his last night at home with the boys. But by the wee morning hours, everything has changed.
The morning of August the 7th, he drove from Drexel Hill to New York City to Staten Island in less than 3 hours. So he arrives at the CVS in New York City with the 2 children. He goes in, the brother is working a shift, a midnight shift.
Do you have a bathroom?
Yeah, it's in the back.
When he came into the store, you could instantly tell something was wrong. He wasn't himself. He seemed absent-minded. And his eyes were bloodshot red.
What happened to your hand?
Do you have bandages?
Yeah.
He took off his gloves and he was just bleeding everywhere. There was a few gashes on his finger, on his right index finger. I finally asked him, what happened, Keith?
She tried to stab me, man. She pulled out a gun. Do you have like $5 for gas? and ring me up for some beer.
You can't pay for this, can you?
And as I'm ringing up the beer, it dawns on me, I just gave him $5 in gas. How's he gonna pay for this? So, I was like, you don't have the money for this, Keith, do you? He's like, no, but I'm walking out with it anyway. So then, he takes out his gun and holds it over the register.
Hey, what the hell, man?
And then, he turns around. He turns to his kids and sort of slouches down a bit and hugs them goodbye.
Hey, guys. You're gonna stay with Uncle Kevin, all right? You're gonna stay with Uncle Kevin, all right? It's gonna be good.
He's just patting their heads.
Thanks, Uncle Kevin.
And then he said, see ya. And he's walking out of the store, and that was it.
Just 20 minutes later, there's a hit and run nearby. Local police give chase to the vehicle.
Police made a U-turn. They want to stop the car. This Nissan Pathfinder with the Pennsylvania tag that was wanted, and the operator was to be armed and dangerous.
But before they can make an arrest, the driver takes his own life. Meanwhile, police make a gruesome discovery at the family apartment in Philly.
As I walk up the stairway, I see a trail of blood.
Hours after Christina Belajonas and her husband Keith agree to a final separation, Keith and the boys show up in Staten Island, bloodied, at the drugstore where his brother works. At 6:48 a.m., the family SUV is cornered by police. Keith Belajonas, age 32, dies instantly from a bullet to the brain.
I found out he was dead after about an hour or two after he had left. I asked him, you're not thinking of doing anything stupid, you're not thinking of taking your life. He's like, no, that'd be selfish.
But his fatal wound is self-inflicted.
There were at least two guns recovered, both .40 caliber, semi-automatic.
It's like, everybody was like, I can't believe Keith killed himself. And like, where are the boys? Like, so I'm just like compulsively just looking at the news, just like, where are the boys? Where are the boys?
The children are safe at the pharmacy with Keith's half-brother, Kevin. But the apparent suicide isn't the only terrible event of the day. Back in Philadelphia, Detective Michael Chitwood is responding to a 911 call at the home of Keith and Christina Belajonas.
As I walk up the stairway, I see a trail of blood. I then walked toward the back where officers were standing, and they pointed out a body of a young woman. She was bloodied. You could see numerous stab wounds, and it looked like she had a gunshot wound in the top of her head.
It's like 5:30 in the morning, and there's banging on the door. At first, I thought that something happened and she was showing up early with the boys, and she was moving home early.
What's going on?
And then I went down, and they were like, are you Thomas Corrigan? I said, yeah. And they said, is your daughter Christina? And then my stomach dropped. The voice kept saying, this can't be real, this can't be real.
Diana texted me and said, please wake up, please call me, it's really important. And she was hysterical. She was hysterically crying.
Amid the grief and confusion, detectives pieced together the events of the previous evening.
What we learned at the scene that night was apparently they were splitting up, and Christina was letting him stay in the apartment until he got another place to live. We believe that Belajonas was drinking that night while he was, quote, watching the kids, and Christina was out. But we believe that what had happened was that Keith Belajonas found a box of condoms.
Keith knows they're not for him.
They were split up and he was just hanging on, so there was no, quote, sex between the two of them that we could determine.
And Keith's determined to find out who she intends to use them with.
He apparently went in their handbag and found what I would describe as a racy letter that was sent by an inmate in one of the local jails in the greater Philadelphia area.
The letter is from her old friend Jeremy, who has since gone back to jail for a parole violation.
And in that note was the sexual encounters that the inmate had with Christina Belajonas, and that he wanted some pictures, and that he thinks about her every day and every night.
Christina. How's it going?
Christina did not respond to his advances, but Keith doesn't know that.
He was attracted to her, so he used to write some inappropriate things in there, and her response was basically, look, I got enough problems. The last thing I need is yours.
When Christina arrives home, Keith confronts her.
It's none of your business.
He had stuff all laid out, so it sounded like he had been waiting for her when she got home.
When Christina came in from being out, there was an argument.
Tell me.
Their argument turns deadly.
There were blood-curdling screams coming out of the apartment.
The landlord who lives on the first floor was the one who made the 911 call, and basically he said that there was a struggle, loud voices.
Hi, I have an emergency. I'm here screaming, and I'm up on the second floor. I don't know if it was a gunshot. I don't know what it was. Something happened upstairs.
The gunshot wound to the head and/or several of the stab wounds all could have been lethal because she was really cut up bad. And, I've been doing this for 50 years, and I was a homicide detective for a long time, and she was assaulted and brutalized as horrible as any I've seen. What he found, the condoms and the note, set him off. She battled him verbally, and then they had this fight that she lost. Basically, in one of his Facebook posts, he says something similar. We had a fight. I caught her cheating. She lost.
Somebody just ran down the steps with the kids.
Here we go, guys. Come on. Let's get in the car.
We issued the Amber Alert because of the children. When there's a horrible crime, one of the very first things we're concerned about is the safety of the children.
Keith leaves his blood-soaked kids in the care of his brother.
The kids were safe. Police were closing in on them like a rat in a maze. It was a crime committed. The crime is solved. The murderer is dead. The children are safe. Period. End of the day. So when you look at it from a policing perspective, it's kind of a wrap-up. It's a slam dunk.
It's very possible for a sociopath to have two completely different things going on at the same time, and that is what is happening here with Keith. So in one moment, he can be having some concern for his children and dropping them off to be taken care of. While in the same moment, he's very wrapped up in the adrenaline of the rage killing that he just performed. And what it's telling me that he posted on Facebook is literally, it's his announcement. He was proud of what he did because he actually thought that she deserved it.
When the cops are closing in on Keith, some people might think he thought, well, gee, I've done something really wrong. I've killed my wife. I've harmed my kids irreparably in some ways. And I'm so ashamed and guilty about that I'm suicidal. Possible? Yeah, it's possible. The fact that he went on Facebook and announced to the world essentially what he had done and basically said he was proud of it suggests to me that it's much more likely that as the cops closed in on him, he was a guy who was not about to accept the consequences of his actions. He was not about to go in front of a judge and a jury and be convicted of it and have to sit in prison or go on death row and ultimately pay for it.
He was a good man who had no faith and fell into a dark place and lost his mind. Anger, jealousy, self-loathing, fear. Same things that ruin all men.
I don't think he wanted to live with the kids knowing what he had done. I don't think he could live with himself or go through that, you know. I don't think he would want to do that to his kids or himself.
Since the murder, the children have been living with Christina's father.
Right now, I'm just trying to be as good to our boys and help them get through this as much as possible. So I just hold them and say, look, I miss your mother too. I love your mother too. I love you guys. It'll be all right.
I drive by her apartment constantly, you know, just think about her every day.
I still pick up the phone to call her all the time. And then, you know, I realize she's gone. And it's just, I mean, I miss her so much. It's so hard to explain.